up, Don. Good morning. Welcome to this hearing. Now, we're going to do several other bills before we do the street renaming, so just bear with us. We're going to move through everything very quickly today.
For subsequent to the bill signings, four members of the New York City Police Department will be so honored this morning, so I just wanted to acknowledge that. Deputy Commissioner Larry Byrne, who lost a brother in 1989, murdered in the streets of New York City police officer, will be participating in that bill signing event representing the department. I had the opportunity to meet with the families earlier.
To make it happen, including, of course, Speaker Melissa Mark-Viverito and 33 members of the City Council. When we rename a part of the 5 boroughs, it's a very, very special moment. And it's because we believe that someone has done something great and they have epitomized all that's great about New York City, so we honor them in this way. Now, this process takes time and energy. Streets and plazas and bridges don't get new names out of thin air. It happens because members of the community step forward, family members, friends, colleagues come forward, and they write and they call their council members and they let them know how important it is to remember their loved ones and their heroes. Today is a well-deserved victory for everyone who is being honored and for all their family members. And we first have to remember in this group of very eminent and special people, we first have to honor and remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of this city. And there are several individuals being honored today who we will never forget because of what they did for all of us. First, Lieutenant Theodore Liosikas. I'm sorry, but I hope I got that right. 24-year veteran of the New York State Court officer who died from 9/11 related illness last year. Next, Lieutenant Christopher Hupo, 14-year NYPD veteran who died from 9/11 related illness in 2012. Detective Joseph A. Picciano, 10-year NYPD veteran, fatally shot by a prisoner he was fingerprinting on February 15, 1971. And we also honor an FDNY lieutenant who served the department with distinction for 25 years, William Pop Marshall. We honor also elected officials whose public service we so deeply appreciate and will not forget. Assemblyman Samuel B. Jr., Senator Christopher J. Mega, and Judge Constance Baker Motley. And we honor the dozens of extraordinary men and women who have made lasting contributions to our city. I want to thank Speaker Melissa Mark-Viverito, and I want to acknowledge leaders who are here today from so many of the unions who represent our city workers and for whom this is an important moment. I want to, and I'll do them not in a particular order, just as they're being handed to me. Detective Nick Chofie from the Detectives Endowment Association, President Lou Turco of Lieutenants Benevolent Association, a Manhattan trustee Vincent Speciale from the Uniformed Firefighters Association, Captain Derek Harkin from the Uniformed Fire Officers Association.
Congratulate my colleagues on all of the bill signings and the legislation that they have passed today. And most importantly, though, I want to thank all of you, because you are the families of those who came and fought for our city, frequently at a time when it wasn't popular to do so. And you allowed the city of New York to share in the phenomenal various attributes that all of the honorees that we're recognizing today did. Mayor de Blasio, I want to say first personally a thank you to you. It doesn't have anything to do with the street naming, but it does have to do with our living conditions in New York City. That's affordable housing. And yes, it's all right, clap for him. Because he took the mantle of something that a lot of times people are afraid of. And in my district of Harlem, he stood up and fought for the Riverton development. Exactly, call it out, and saw to it that we have more than 1,500 units that will remain affordable for the residents that still are in place there. So Mayor de Blasio, I want to say thank you. Today, we are recognizing Judge Constance Baker Motley, who was not only a mover and a shaker in the traditional meaning, but she moved and she shook an entire glass ceiling and shattered it. Her leadership and activism were remarkable, admirable, breaking barriers as the first African-American woman elected to the New York State Senate, first female Manhattan Borough President, and named by President Lyndon Johnson as federal judge, the first African-American woman so named. But she represented not only in the Black community, but for all young women to emulate, no matter their ethnic background or their cultural heritage. This is a woman that stands tall in the halls of New York City as someone that young women can look up to, and know that they too can shatter ceilings that unfortunately today are still in place. And even though Judge Constance Baker Motley was born, and we forgive her for this, in Connecticut, that's right, she made the Rivington houses in Harlem her home. To the Motley family, thank you for being an integral part of our community. Your love for the village of Harlem will be remembered not only today, but forever. Thank you, Mayor de Blasio and Speaker Melissa Mark-Viverito, for signing this into law. Her son, Joel Wilson Motley III, thank you for keeping her memory alive. Every time we see Judge Constance Baker Motley Lane, we will be reminded to embody her ways and use our gifts to encourage, to care, and to give others the hope